Hey, everybody. We're going to be doing this in case you missed. We had an issue. So it's this. Okay, we're back. I don't know what happened, but we're back. And we're still waiting for Sam to come and join us. I can see your comments now. Yes. Hello, Sue. Hello, Mo. Back again. Thank you. And hello again. Hello again. It was a great movie, guys, if you ever saw it. Hello again. Hello, Diane. I know. So we have 16 people on. Yes, it was weird. So I don't know. Gabriella, hello. Thank you. Gina, hello again. Thank you. So we're back on. It was so odd. It was like only 5 of you were on. Hello, Donna. Thank you again for coming back on. So, hey, you know what? Love the ticker banner. It doesn't cover your face. Thank you. So we're talking about astrology. And I was asking everybody about your astrological signs. Do you happen to know your sun, rising, or ascending, whatever you want to say it is, or your moon? So I'm a Capricorn with a Virgo rising and a Scorpio moon. Do you guys know your sign? If you know your chart, list it here so we can talk about it a little bit. Okay, I'll be excited to see that. Laura, hi Laura. Virgo, Leo rising, and Gemini moon. Awesome. That's great. And I see Sam and guest, in the wings, and that's awesome. They went to go see Astrology movie. It was wonderful. It was about an Aquarius rising into the Scorpio area and moving with the Venus. No, that's not what the movie was about. Who knows what movie they went to go see, but they went to go see a movie, and they're coming back. Martin, you don't know it. I know them, but I'm not sure what it means. Awesome. Donna, don't know my sun or moon. I'm a Sagittarius. Coming up, Donna. Very nice. Mo, you're a Capricorn too. Michelle, Gemini, sun and moon and Pisces rising. Woo! Colors of the world. Spice up your life. Okay. Wendy, I'm Gemini with Aquarius rising. Awesome. Look at you guys. Hello, Karen. Now, how do you find it out? I'm a Pisces. Well, we'll ask Sam. He's got really great glasses on, looking he's on the side. I'm going to bring him up as soon as he gives me the thumbs up that he's ready, because I can see him, but nobody else can. You ready? Okay. Please hold, guys. Here, I'm so excited. Hey there, Lee Michael, who's also a psychic medium and has his show on Tuesdays. Please go see him. Cue Lee Michael's Facebook, Priscilla, please. Thank you. Hello, Bridget. Good to see you. And Sam, you're looking good. A little bit further down, a little bit further down. Nope, wrong way. Other way, other way. There you go. There you go. Oh, almost. Okay, that's fine. We'll settle there. There you go. You stop. Okay. Without further ado, here's Sam.
Don't move.
Don't move.
Snapshot you.
Okay, thanks. So good to have you here. How are you?
Oh my God. Good. Stress. Let's let the heart level come back down and recenter myself. There's nothing like being in a movie, right?
Right.
Can you spritz me? Spritz me.
Something even better. Wait for it.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
And then I need the Mission Impossible music.
Yes. That was a lot of fun, wasn't that?
Yep.
Guys, I have to tell you, I met Sam here in the Pacific Northwest. Sam came to one of my workshops on Zoom through New Renaissance Bookstore, and we just became fast friends. And Sam cut my hair, by the way, very nice.
Yeah.
And we started talking about astrology, and you have been doing it for many years.
Yes. Yeah, I studied first Western, and then I actually had a psychic medium tell me, I see you doing Vedic readings. And I'm like, really? And yeah, you know how when the student's ready, the teacher appears, right? Kind of like even with you, Elias, I was in bed, one day and depressed, seriously depressed. And I didn't want to get out of bed. And I listened to an interview with you, and you inspired me with your book, like what the F, right? And into what are you thankful for? And that got me up out of bed. And then actually took some of your classes, and then yes, we've become fast friends. And then realizing, oh my God, life is, if you just keep following the prompting, the universe is there to help you all the time, right?
Right.
Yeah. So even like, seriously, I was at the Eternals. I'm in California. You guys don't mind the background craziness. I'm on a cell phone. None of the links worked. I called my sister to help me. She's an Aries, though. She's going to get the job done, right? She was on it, tasking it. Awesome. So anyway, so we're at the Eternals, and I realized, oh my God, I'm supposed to be in live. Anyway, here we are, and yes, welcome. And Vedic Astrology reading.
Priscilla put up your website, so it's
awesome.
astrology.com. So there you go. Yep. If you have any questions or want to know more about Sam, please go to the website. So you have Janelle saying aloha. Priscilla says hello.
Aloha, I love that.
Hello. Pat Johnson says her sun is in Libra, Cancer rising with Pisces on the midheaven, moon is in Capricorn, and she says happy Thanksgiving.
That's awesome. That's super awesome.
Janelle says internet has been dropping all over. So glad you made it. Awesome.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So glad it's made. So can you tell people, and me as well, what is Vedic astrology? What's the difference between Vedic astrology and Western astrology?
Well, Vedic astrology is actually, it starts in the Vedic times. So it goes back into Sanskrit times. It's almost the first evolution of charting the planets, the stars, right? So that's the stars. So when you think of Vedic astrology, it's called sidereal, right? So that means it's actually charted the star again. So Western astrology started pretty much more into the Egyptian times, right? And so that one is more tropical. And so that has to do with the kind of the sun and the earth's kind of connection, right? And so that one has to do with the seasons. So it's kind of like, the spring equinox, fall equinox, all of that. So both of them are accurate. Number one, nothing's fatalistic, and to me, what astrology is, it taught me to learn how to love myself, to learn who I really am as a soul person. Who am I? What kind of characteristics do I have? It's taken me 58 years to kind of really like myself and love myself. Fall in love with yourself.
I wouldn't have a guest over 40.
Oh, thank you. God, I love you.
So, it's so Vedic coming from India area, correct? And I remember you told me that it's a little bit more soul purpose, correct?
I really think that because I have my charts done. I learned first in Western. I learned it all online with one of the first online courses with Deb Silverman. She was the teacher.
Huge teacher, you guys. If you haven't known about her, I know about like probably 6 of my friends that have done classes through Deb Silverman. So go ahead.
Yeah, actually, who taught me or told me about it was Sonia Grace. She's a mystic psychic medium. I had just lost a friend. she passed away, and I had a meeting with Sonia, and Sonia then kind of really shared with me, have you ever thought about being an astrologer? And I said, no. Do you like to research? I said, no. Do you like any? I said, no. So anyway, I went on kind of a soul search with her and went to 4 different places and became it's called a earth angel, right?
Right.
And in Scotland, she actually looked at me and opened her eyes and said, you will supersede Deb Silverman. And nobody wants to hear that you're going to supersede your teacher. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Especially when I was just learning it. But I think there's nothing about superseding. I think it's about, again, when the student gets ready, they're going to go. So the actual Vedic astrology is so much more exotic, right? It's actually way more in depth too. So I had to think and truthfully know. The first was like, oh yeah, that's who I am. I'm a Taurus, double Taurus, with the Sagittarius rising. But in actuality, in Vedics, in Vedic astrology, I went, oh my God, that's really who I am on a soulful level. Because then my sun, then everything is skewed. If you think of it, nothing changes but 24 degrees. It's like looking through the world in a different skew. So being a Taurus sun, actually, I'm an Aries sun. The rising Sagittarius is actually Scorpio.
And this is in Vedic, guys, just so you
It's
don't.
in Vedic.
Okay.
Right. And then, but my Lagna, which is my ascendant, your spirit, what was rising in the east, right? As you were in the hospital bed, that's your soul growth. And that is, that is Scorpio. Scorpio is really, it's like goes in deep, and it goes in, and it actually works with sharp instruments. I'm a hairdresser too, right? All these different characteristics were deeper, way deeper. So that's why I'm really digging the Vedic astrology. Actually, I went into, then you can do time segments. Like I'm in a Mahadasha, which is a time segment. Think of the Russian doll, right?
A Russian doll. Oh my God, I'll have that on rye. Hold the mail.
What? Right, hold the mail. Oh, you can add a few pickles. So then you open one up, and then you add another doll, and then another doll. So I'm in a Saturn Mahadasha, which is really causing me to really focus on my life. And I'm doing that now. I'm changing and cleaning up all areas. My diet, I just found out I'm diabetic. So now I'm learning how to eat correctly, right? And then there were surgeries involved. I had 2 stomach surgeries. I'm like, really? It's almost like predestined weirdness. But what it does is it validates what's happening. Not you're a victim to this time that you're living your life, but then I can make friends with being in a Sagittarian time cycle and learn to embrace it and learn to say, okay, what else can I do? So now I wake up in the morning and I watch the sunrise. I have a big cold glass of water. I've stopped all drinking. I mean, I'm like, who is this guy? And actually, I really like myself now.
Awesome, which is awesome. And, I'm looking something up as we're talking. So, I want to go with, because I know we're going to talk about gratitude and bark truth there. Gratitude in the astrological science. But before we do that, I just want to go over a little bit of basic, because I want, a lot of people don't understand, there's so much layer upon layer.
Oh my God.
Now, yeah. Robin listed this. She was born March 28th, the same year I was born. So the year I was born, so I'm not going to say it.
That's really good.
Well, for her, not for me.
Yeah.
8:40 p.m. Her rising is in 29 degrees Libra. What does that mean, that 29 degrees?
Well, 29 degrees, so there's 30 degrees in every sign. Remember what I said, if it's 24 degrees into it, then you're still, if it was 24 degrees under, then she would be the next sign, but she's still not. So 29 degrees, she still would be a sun in Libra.
Yeah.
But if she was 24, she'd be on the cusp. If she was 23, See what I'm saying? So like I have a sun and moon in Taurus, and sun and moon in Taurus, but my sun is at a certain degree, moving it into Aries, but my moon is still Taurus.
Got it.
Right?
Nice.
So it's just that little bit of a skew, but it's enough to really give you a whole new flavor about who you are. So I need to take charge a little bit more. I need to be a leader. I need to be forthcoming. I need to learn to know how to stop, be a little bit more. Where a Taurus wants to just kind of slow down, eat chocolate, hang out, have sensual
I like
pleasures around me.
Tauruses. Yeah.
I love Taurus. That's
Slow
why
down
I
and
am,
eat
right?
chocolate. Now
But if
her
I'm going to take charge and do my sun sign, your sun is going to be your ego. It's going to be how you shine in the world. I need
yeah.
to embrace more Aries type qualities. But yeah.
Lastly, I know it could be very confusing. We're just going over some basics, so don't.
Yeah.
Hello, Ginger Perrick. And Ginger Perrick is also a psychic medium and a nurse. And
Nice.
her lives are on Thursdays on Facebook, and it is at 6:30, I believe. Is that correct? Central Pacific time. Remind me, Ginger. Sorry, I got too much going on in my brain right now. So going back to Robin here, Sun is 8 degrees Aries and Moon is 19 degrees Libra. So in Vedic, what would she? Pardon me. What would she
Well, if
be?
you're Aries, then of course your sun then will move up into being a Pisces, right?
Okay.
And then your Libra moon then would also shift and be a Virgo. See, it's the sign kind of before it.
Got it.
Right?
But it has to be 24 degrees though.
24 degrees, yes. Anything
Yes.
over it, you're still staying in that sign.
Got
right?
it. Okay. So so Debbie is a loving Libra. I love that, Debbie. Laura, we see, is a Virgo, Leo rising, Gemini moon. We would need to know the degrees for that.
Yeah.
And Donna says, how do you find out what you are? Well, you would probably talk to somebody like Sam to find out.
Right.
Or yes, you could do it on an app, but then you would need
Right.
someone like Sam to tell you more in depth, not just
Right.
what the computer generated answer is there, because
Right.
so much. Because how long are your sessions?
I
Usually?
mean, I always say anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, but when you get talking, I mean, when you start to really look at a chart,
Yeah.
right? That's your chart. I mean, I could talk to you like until tomorrow morning when the sun rose. So it's kind of, I mean, I want to keep it simple with people. I love the sun, moon, and rising. But then what I do in a reading with people is I go through absolutely every house in a chart. So if you think of a house like a house, and then how do you decorate it, right? And then what characters are in the house? Sometimes you have more than one planet, right? The thing I also love about Vedic too is that you know how you look at a chart and sometimes you see empty houses, like you see a house that doesn't have any furniture in there, but you know what? There's a landlord. There's a landlord, and you can understand what does that lord in the second house mean? And therefore that house gets lit up. But again, if you've got more than one planet, then you have a stellium, even more characteristics and power behind that house. So it's fascinating. I swear to God, and I love it. And then then I can tap into the psychic ability, like what is trying to get through. And then the more open a person is, then the universe is there downloading. Right? So it really, when it comes to the timing of a chart, it really depends on the openness, and the depth. I mean, you can go and you can come out with the specific answer. You could truthfully map your death, right? But who wants to really go there? Because life's eternal, right? And I just saw the Eternals, so life's eternal.
Yes, we appreciate we were just stalling with the rising moon and stuff until Sam got on. But you would have to know your degrees for us to figure that out. Ginger's a Taurus with an Aries rising and a Scorpio moon. Phenomenal. Priscilla is a Libra, 26 degrees,
Okay.
Capricorn moon 13 degrees, and Aquarius 17 degrees.
Yeah, see, so the Cap and the Aquarius would move, but the Libra would stay the same.
So her sun is a Libra,
Still Libra,
and
right?
her moon would be in Aquarius. Is that
If
correct?
you're Capricorn, no, it'd be the opposite. Remember, you're going to go behind
backward.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
so she would be a
Kind
Sagittarius.
of moves forward, right? Yeah, it goes backwards. So think of it moving the opposite way of the wheel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she would be in Vedic. She would be a Libra sun, a Capricorn rising, and a Sagittarian moon.
Well, again, you said the Libra sun, right? And the moon was Capricorn. Isn't that what you said?
That's 13 degrees.
Yeah, so that's going to be behind it. It'll be Sagittarius.
But her rising is Capricorn.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And truthfully, the moon and the rising, which they call it a lagna, is really super important. Way important. It's almost like your lagna is, again, your spiritual path, and everything stems off of that. So it's also where a lot of the time the sun sign is what you look like in Western. You look at that a lot because that's what they based kind of like the general population on.
Sure.
When people don't know their actual time of birth, the time of birth gives you the rising. So that's what's super important when people don't know it. And if you don't, there's another, I mean, you can take a battery of questions and actually nail that. I mean, it would cost quite a bit more money to actually look into that kind of
sure,
information to actually find it, because people are saying, well, I was born at home, nobody wrote it down, So in times like that, I just look at it like, but then you can't do the logna, you can't get that rising.
Like Laura says, Virgo 15 degrees, so that means she is a
Leo,
and her Leo rising and moon are in Leo,
Cancer.
so she would be a Cancer.
Correct.
Love it. All right.
Yeah. So it really skews it differently. I mean, like I said, it's like, whoa.
Yes, it does. So here's my question. Okay, I know you have, so we could dive in a little bit, and then we'll definitely talk about, guys, we're going to go 15 minutes longer because we just had that.
I was late, sorry. Actually, wasn't it perfectly timed when you think about it?
It was. Hi, Sue Melman. So nice to see you on here. We would need more information than this, honey. So sorry. There's a lot, your time, a place, a birth, blah, blah. And what's a good place for an app for them to go to just to get the basics that you recommend?
I think, astro.com is a really great one. If you want to go Western, if you want to go Vedic, there's another site I'd have to, I hate to.
Let's just do Western.
It's called AstroLink. Yeah. If you stick with the Western, you can go to astro.com, and that gives you a free, you just plug in your time, your date of birth, and then where you're born, and then it pulls it up, and then it goes from there. And you can do some quick little readings. Like I said, you only get little things that are going to tag you in to just give you enough of a taste of the sugar so that you want to, you want to have the full meal, though, right?
And this is what Priscilla just listed. Thanks, Priscilla. And Denise will be on with us, you guys, December 8th. Can't wait. Hi, Denise. Bridget, you can get your chart done through Sam, through his website. Can you do the website one more time? Priscilla,
it's Astro. Yeah.
Oh, no,
Astro.
we're talking about your website. She'll pop it up there in a second.
Yeah.
Astro.com if you want to get just the little basic stuff going on. Or I've gone here to this one, alabi.com or Alabi or Alababi or however you want. Alibabi. But this is Sam's website. It's right there. SamuelStoddardAstrology.com. So there you go. Yeah. Now, let's really briefly just talk about, I know I'm excited, Denise. Thank you. So to talk about gratefulness or gratitude in each astrological sign, who would you say is the most gracious or more grateful, like, sign out of the 12?
All 12.
All 12. Good
Oh,
answer.
absolutely. Because you can't really pigeonhole and say, I mean, you can't. I just think you can't. Because
Good.
everything's like a snowflake, right? Everything and everyone has a particular thumbprint, or it's completely different. So nothing's just like, look, trust me, Western is no better than Vedic. However, I do think the Vedic has got a lot more depth to it. It's got a lot more information.
Yeah.
But both of them are incredibly valid. And again, it's really the information to try to fall in love with yourself. Learn like I learned things that I learned. I have a great grand cross in my chart in Western, and it's just full of experience. Like tonight, my heart was pounding out of my chest going, oh my God, I'm supposed to be in a live meeting right now. And I went, I hate that when I do that to myself. But then I tell myself, everything's perfectly timed. Come back into my spirit, breathe. My sister was here. I'm on a cell phone. That's why I look kind of funky. And
No, you're
I had
fine.
it all cute earlier. I had a big background. I was going to throw up astrological thing. I was going to be, but this is perfect, right?
You're fine.
Sometimes
You're
I think being vulnerable is the best thing, and that's what this
not for
does.
me.
It shows the vulnerability about who you really are. I'm not this
Yep.
perfect person, but
We
I
all
can
are.
learn from
We
me.
all are. So, Elise, I have the same birthday. When's your birthday? Hi, Irma. Good to see you. So, okay, so all the signs, each of them have a gratefulness to them.
Absolutely.
And if you were to say one or two words for each sign, what would you say? We'll start off
Like
with, just go
I can,
down the.
yeah. I can. We can start with the sun, kind of in Aries, and that's basically fiery action,
Okay.
right? So you can be grateful that you're actually able to move, kind of, and be a leader, right?
Yeah.
And be capable of achieving things in life, because it's like they're they're ruled by the planet of Mars and energy and action. So that's what I would say there. Then their moon sign, so their moon in Libra then would be a fiery about their feelings, so they can be incredibly passionate about what they're going to do. So being grateful, uh, and being able to be spontaneous, right? Like my sister just called to action. She's a fiery, Aries, and so that would what an Aries would be if it was in the sun and the moon.
Okay. And
So
what
then
about,
you'd move into.
yeah,
So I'm
Taurus?
sorry. So
We'll go
Taurus
right.
is they're really good with music, and they're really great with sensuality and pleasure. Like I said, good food. I'm so in heaven about, we went to the grocery store 2 or 3 different times. We bought all kinds of wonderful things. I'm definitely on a different. I'm eating plant based and all that, but you know what? Not for the next couple days.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still being good though. Trust me, I'm being
Good.
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 So they're good with that. Their moon is they've got steady emotions, They're full of life and love, They're popular and they're quiet. That's a Taurus moon. So then we move into Gemini. They're like quick. They're ruled by Mercury. Their mind is constantly going, right? They don't know how to slow down, but they're quick learners. They're charming and they're polite, right? So you can be grateful for all that. And then at the same time with their moon sign, if your moon is in Gemini, you could be fast moving emotions, and it has to do again with the mind. They're witty, they're good organizers. They learn through writing, reading, and humorous. They're super funny, right? So then we're going to move kind of just down the wheel. I just made little tiny notes about each one of them. And Cancer is what we're going to move into. That's the sun sign, right, of Cancers. That their actions are going to be through their feelings. So they're like the great feeler. Think of the moon. The moon's dark. It likes that mysteriousness about the dark, but it's also the feminine, right? The female, the supporter of life and ease. And so the moon emotional part of that is definitely feeling. They're perceptive, emotionally responsible, and they're like a mother to everyone, right? So then you move into the Leo sun. The Leo is actually happy there. It's in its own element of the sun. So it occupies its own sign. It's a definite leader. So you're going to be grateful that you have the ability to lead and defend with courage, right? So with that too, then the emotional piece of a Leo then would be they have regal emotions. They're vital. They take pride in their work. They're affectionate. They're inspiring and they're helpful. Childlike too, which is super fun. And they like to dress up. So then you'd move into a Virgo. What is a Virgo about? The Virgo is actually, they're clever to action, right? So they have the ability to work related to numbers, and they're they're constantly analyzing. They can be a little bit hard on themselves, you know, a little bit of that martyr, because they're so about service, wanting to can be grateful to be in service. And then they would have also a creative mind, because they're constantly also, they're ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is Mercury is the messenger between the sun and the moon. If you think of the sun and the moon as the mother and father, right? And then you think of Mercury as the child, and the child's talking in between the two constantly, the messenger. And so then that's also a feminine sign. You know, the Virgo is going to be very, very feminine, and they could be an astrologer, because they're sharp with, you know, their memories, and they're sharp with any kind of information. They organize things incredibly well. So then we're going to move into a Libra. And I skipped a page. So Libras they're ruled by Venus, right? So Libras have an ability to make peace no matter what. They'd be really great with being a lawyer, you know. They want that balance and kind of the balance of life. They're going to come into the room. You can never pigeonhole them. My mom was a Libra. I tell her something good, she'd tell me something bad. I tell her something bad, she'd tell me something good. I'm like, would you just side with me? Then she'd start to sing to me. And of course, we're both ruled by Venus, so I fall in love with her. Because then they have lovely emotions, and they're trying not to hurt people's feelings, right? My mom and I got into an argument once, and she came in. She goes, "You want me to go home?" And I said, "No, no, 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 no. I got to look at myself why I get angry, right? Because that's again learning. I love astrology because I get people and I work on them. I work on their hair, but I get to now go inside them, right, and study them a little deeper. So next we move into the Scorpio, and that's my Logness. So again, it's working with sharp instruments. I can be grateful for that. Be grateful they're really a powerful creature too. If you think of a Scorpio, they walk along. They could look at somebody with steel eyes and kill them with their eyes, right? But at the same time, they have this incredible power and depth to them. They're detectives. If you want a good detective, find a Scorpio person. Also, a good lover. Just saying. So with their emotions, what can they do with their emotions? But they're incredibly passionate, and they're also healers. Like even in my chart, my Pluto, which is ruled by Scorpio, and Chiron, the planet of the wounded soldier, is in opposition to each other, and therefore I'm a healer. Right. So there's so many kind of cool things you can find. My sister today, in gratitude, we were just sharing, and she just looked at me, and I'd never heard her say things with tears in her eyes, and just saying, so I'm here, and my aunt, I'm in California, and my uncle is pretty much bedridden, and my aunt is really embarrassed about him being incontinent and all that. And so everybody was doing their thing, and I snuck in. And I said, "Hey, do you want a haircut?" Being a Scorpio, right? And he's like, "Huh? Sure." So I started working with him, cleaning out his ears, working on his hair, making him beautiful, making him feel a part of being grateful. That's what we're doing with family right now. Thank you, Elias, for opening up your heart to me. I already feel like I think you said to me, "Oh yeah, we were siblings in a past life." I think we were nuns in Paris. You think
Nuns in Paris. Fun.
Yeah, and then what else were we? We were monks.
Monks. Yeah.
Monks, nuns and monks. That's what I think we are. Yeah. So anyway, it was so cool to have somebody witness what I love to do and have make people feel loved, in such a deep way. And so that's what a Scorpio does, right? So then you move from the Scorpio into the Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarians are, they're expansive. They're ruled by the biggest planet out there is Jupiter. I love to do that. Anyway, Jupiter is expanding knowledge, and so they're constantly that arrow pointing upwards and looking for the positive in everything. So you can be grateful for the positiveness, grateful that we live, excuse me, with blessings, and be direct and brave about what I want to do and who you want to be. And their moon then would be again expansive feelings. So they'll be able to really share, like I was expanding myself because I had the Sagittarius rising, which I was helping him expand himself with this love. And then I was curious about him, right? Always stay curious in life. Don't pigeonhole something. I don't know everything about astrology, but I'm curious. And so when I do it, I learn more and more and more. And then I feel that the connection coming back, because that's what it's all about, is connection. So then we move up into the Capricorn. Now,
Before
that's
you
your
say
sun.
that, Diane says, love Sam's energy. So,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
go ahead.
Thanks, Dan.
Capricorn.
So Capricorn, yeah. So they're focused. They're duty orientated, practical, hardworking, and efficient. They get things done. They're usually at the top of the chart, and they're about business. It's your MC, the highest part where the sun would rise in your chart. And that's your Capricorn. You're on it all the time. You're on it. Let's get going. Let's get her done. And I always want the last word too. You're going to send me the last text tonight. That was really good. So then we'll move into what is your heart's or your moon or your emotional. But you can restrict your action and control your emotions. That's that Saturn thing, right? The Saturn likes to control and say no. No. But you're incredibly dependable too. I mean, thank you for letting me check in with you and say, oh my God, I'm ready to let you. Don't worry, I'm a good staller. Thank you, God. Yeah. So you're excellent at it. So from there, we're going to go into the Aquarian. Aquarians are fun. I fell in love with Aquarius, but they like to kind of have their own space, their own aloofness, right? But they are innovative. They're like the water bearer. They hold the water, and the wisdom comes down and through them and down into the planet. But it's an air sign. It's not a water sign. Air is about electricity and about thoughts and generative ideas. So those people can be very, like I said, they could wake up with an idea and want to share it with people. But then they can also have a restriction to their feelings, their emotions. When I had a partner that was Aquarius, he would share his emotion through, he'd get up and play a song, and that he reached me that way. But they can also be incredible astrologers, right? Because they were the messengers of the gods. And then from there, we move into the beautiful Pisces. Pisces kind of closes the gap. It's the 12th sign in the zodiac. It is one of the farthest planets out there, ruled by Neptune. And it is one that is expansive, and it's creative, and it's a poetic. It's the movies. I went to the movies. Somebody probably had a lot of Pisces in their chart, giving us ideas about that. So we can be grateful for that. And then their fullness and feeling. So where you felt that restriction before, there was this openness about those feelings. They have the capacity to feel, comprehend deeply. They're incredible spiritual, and they're humanitarians. They're just beautiful people. A fish, though, they're swimming one way and swimming down the next. Cast your net.
Yeah.
That's just a little bit of an overview of what to be grateful, I think, with every one of those. Remember, that's just going to be a few of your personalities. Be how you show up in the world. The sun is like when you walk through the room, somebody's going to feel that you're a Capricorn. You're in charge. I'm here. Let's learn. I'm going to lead you, right? And then your moon sign. What's your moon sign? I forget.
My moon's Scorpio.
It's Scorpio. So you love those intense, deep, lovely, luscious emotions, right? And you think of water and earth together, they marry each other beautifully, right? But your moon sign in actuality is, guess what? Moves backwards. You're a
Oh,
Libra.
Vedic. In Vedic, it moves
In
back.
Vedic, you're a Libra. So
So,
you love people. Oh my God, right? You just love, you can't get enough. And it's in the third house of siblings. So, like when you talk about we're all family, I thank you. God bless your heart for doing this, allowing us to come together in this platform. And you're dedicated to it. You're super, super good at it too, by the way. I just wanted to share that.
thanks.
Just putting that out there.
Thanks.
Your sun sign is not Capricorn,
In Vedic,
right? In
right?
Vedic, it is
Let me change the light.
Sagittarius.
Let me change the light.
Oh,
There we go.
that's
It's
there you go.
Sagittarius.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
So you're the arrow always pointing up with positivity, right?
Right.
That's where you show up with people with your knowledge and your information and gathering. You can't get enough, right? And then travel. Don't you love to travel?
I do.
Yeah. Travel is like and then don't you love the truth? Let's get to the truth of it.
Oh, yeah. Like, don't just cut it. Let's get to the point.
Yeah. And you're a little bit of a gypsy. I love that about you. Eclectic. If you look at a lot of the things you decorate with, it's very eclectic. And it's,
That's
yeah,
gypsy.
yeah. I love that part about you.
Yeah.
Now, the interesting part of you, though, you're Lagna, right?
My
Your
soul,
spiritual
my
path,
spiritual path. Go ahead.
yeah, is Leo.
Hmm.
Whoa. Leo's childlike, playful. You love your tribe, getting people together. It's creative. It's like it's it's think of it like you walk in, you're a lion and you just light up the room with the sun, right? So what you thought you were, you actually shifted backwards, all three of your things. Kind of
Interesting.
trippy. Yeah. And then what I would do with you in a reading is I would go through every single house, how it aspects it, talk about who's in it, how it gets along with other ones, you know, um, some things to look for in your health, look for in your wealth, look for in your career. You got Rahu in the second house, so that's a little bit of worry about money. You got to let that idea go and expand it with ah the next possibility. So
Mm.
getting mindful of something, you can help trigger your brain to move into I am place. I am this now. And in
Yeah.
doing that, the vibration of the universe has nothing to do but to match it, just like a magnet. And it can also polarize it from an old belief system, right? So that's what I love so much about astrology. It goes to your personal thumbprint. So
I,
with all
I
that I said, could
this.
you choose one or over the other? You can't.
You can't. No. But let
Mm-mm.
me ask you this if you have time,
Okay,
because I know that you're taking up your
sure.
time with family, and I appreciate you for doing this.
Yeah,
I'm sure everybody on here appreciates. Do you have about 10 minutes or so for a little Q&A?
I could, sure.
Okay. So Priscilla says, if we wanted a birth chart reading, how do we contact you, Sam?
Well, right through my website, you can go on and see. I charge $145 for the reading, but let me tell you, you get a lot more than that. I go really into depth with you. I spend as much time as I can, and I'm there for any kind of a question that you have, because I really believe it. I believe in my work. It's just like haircuts. I guarantee it, you know, and I don't want to overwhelm you. So you would go to my website, and then on the website, you would either call me or send me an email, and then I will contact you back and then throw you into a schedule. It's not going to be happening until after the first of the year. I'm incredibly busy with the other job that I do too. And I like to spend time on your chart. I don't just throw them together and meet you. I really do the research. So
Awesome. And Priscilla put it up again. So here's your website for everybody to
yep,
know. Thank you,
thank
Priscilla.
you. Yeah.
Um, hello, Claudette. Good to see you. Now, guys, does anybody have any questions? Just quick questions for Sam regarding Vedic astrology, regarding astrology, not for him to do your chart, but something that
Yeah,
you
you don't have time for that.
know.
But
Yeah, that's pretty much in detail. And thank you, Robin, for posting that about alabi.com. I appreciate that. Does anybody have any questions regarding astrology, Western or Eastern astrology? If you want to know what your lagna, lagna, yeah,
Lagna, yeah,
yeah,
ascendant, rising. What was rising in the east? If you
yeah.
look at the center of the chart in Western, it's like your little X, and it's like where your mother gave birth to you. And it was like you look up into the stars, and somebody took a picture, a snapshot, and you can
Mm-hmm.
see where all the planets are, what was rising, and then what's underneath the Earth. You right?
Right. Interesting.
And then with the Lagna, it's set up kind of similar, but again, it's more geometric. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Robin wants to know, Sam, what got you interested in this specialty?
Again, I had Sonia Grace. She's a mystic reader, healer. She's the one that shared with me about, because I was really lost. I thought I was going to open up another salon with my friend that passed away, and she was a Scorpio. And so when she said to me, she's on the other side, and she says, she's got things to do on the other side, and you've got things to do here. And then that's when she asked me, have you ever thought about doing astrology? And that's when I said, no. And then I watched a series of kind of how I ran through each of those little aspects of Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Scorpio. She embodied those. She became that actress, and I just got dumbfounded by it. It's so accurate. And then, weirdly enough, in one of my retreats, I was in Hawaii, I met the people that helped her film that. So all the dots get connected, right? And so then I started on my journey of the Western astrology, and then from there I had another reader tell me Vedic. And Vedic, to me, if you think about it, if I was over in India doing it, wouldn't be as interesting because everybody knows it. You kind of like, right? But over here, it's exotic. And for me, truthfully, it's way more in depth. Way more in depth. So I love, like I said, I love working on hair. Now I can work on the heart. I can actually go deeper and have compassion for somebody and not feel separate and not be threatened by somebody that could be really an asshole. Go, oh, they're just a wounded child. Learn their sun, their moon. A lot of times, if you learn a moon of a person, you can reach them emotionally, right? If you learn about what their lagna is, where they aspire to grow and show up in this world, what the sun sign is, what their ego is, how they need to maybe look at that, how they can shine, but also check their ego at the door.
Interesting.
Because that's how the guys in the paper wrote it. You know how they have in the paper, they're just the sun signs. They're not your moon, they're not your Mercury, which is your mind. They're not your rising. They're not your Saturn, where you need to, check yourself too. Where do I need to grow up?
Yeah.
And
That's
timings and cycles. Yeah.
And Janine makes a point. She's like, I feel so ignorant now. Thankful for people like Sam who can understand all this stuff. And Janine, it's not about being ignorant. It's about, it's like you're learning a new language. And that's what it is. It's learning a new language. Terry says, if you go by basic signs and compatibility, why can I now talk today? If you go by basic signs and compatibility, I can't even talk. For example, blah, blah, blah. Gemini would be happy with Aquarius and it doesn't work. Is that when the sun and moon come into play?
I always say if you want to really, again, know a person's emotion or know how to reach their inner child, especially because that's what's coming along, that inner child needs to feel safe with that other person. So you got the Gemini and the Aquarian. You both have the element, right? You're both an air sign. So those elements can actually feel comfortable. Like you and we're both earth signs, Taurus and Capricorn. So we know we ground each other. Where you probably have really good conversations with this person, but they're probably feeling really aloof. That sun. Now, How do you reach their moon? What's their moon? A lot of the times the moon has a lot to do with how you reach them emotionally. So
Right.
if you wanted a chart done of compatibility, synchronicity, all of that, I can lay a chart on another chart. And that's
Which
really
is
cool
great.
because then you can see how you affect each other.
That's a
Blows your
great
mind.
point. And
What's
great
that?
job, Terry. That's a great question, Terry. So thank you. And yes,
Yeah.
I'm staring at the question. I'm like, compatibility, right? Compatibility. Compatibility.
I can't read
Oh
it, so
my
I'll
God,
read it for you. But
I can't do it. Priscilla says, does Sam have to go, or will he be joining us for meditation? I don't know.
I will join you for meditation because I think I completely, like I said, I was so wrestled. But what I want to thank you all for listening and open up your heart and your mind, um, and joining me in this curiosity. If you stay curious and knowing, having the courage to go and look at yourself in a whole new light, because sometimes we just operate back here. But the more I learn about what strengths I have, what weaknesses I have, what my mind and how I learn, and then I can share that with somebody else, you know, and then I can have a deeper and better relationship with people. I can respond instead of react, right? I can literally respond to somebody in a whole different way and have my full self present. Yeah. So
That's
thank you,
awesome.
you guys, and absolutely I will meditate because I
And
want to stay
once again,
grounded.
guys, this is, whoops, there we go. There is Sam's website if you'd like to
Yeah.
go chat with him or find out more information. Terry
Yeah.
says, thank you for explaining. I would love to have you come back again. It would be
Oh
great.
yeah, I love it.
We could
Oh
talk
yeah.
like maybe in February where we could talk about
Sure.
love, the love stuff. Because everybody,
Oh, would that be real? Oh, we could do everybody's Venus. Oh,
yes,
that would be really
yes.
good.
Diane says, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Yeah, so guys,
Thank
give
you.
yourself a Christmas gift. Give yourself a Christmas gift of a reading. And a really, I mean, let me tell you, Sam is very, very knowledgeable. And also, that is a very decent price. I know people that have charged a lot more. And it's just, we're not here to gouge people or take
No, God,
advantage,
no.
but it's really important. Mo says, Sam, thank you. This was so interesting. Thank you for tonight. Sarah says,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Sam.
Thank you.
Something
That
new.
feels so good to my
Great.
heart.
And Priscilla says, thank you. All right, I'm going to mute you for a moment and then we'll come back and say goodnight. Okay, so let me just.
Sure.
And then, guys, I just want everybody to take a nice breath in real quick. Darlene says, thanks for your knowledge. And Sam, actually, if you go to the comments section, you can see everybody's comment. You can see everybody's comment. So, okay. So we're going to do our guided meditation. It'll be short and sweet, everybody. Let me just make sure that I've got everything going that I need. And let me know, somebody tell me if you can hear the music, okay? Actually, I can see Sam's face, so can you hear the music? Yeah, okay. Right. Just take a nice breath in and slowly exhale out. I want you to imagine, either in spirit or in physical form, your family, your friends, those that you love and they love you. Whether you're miles away or right next door, imagine all of them being with you. Those loved ones that have been in heaven watching over us. Grandma, grandpa, great grandma, great grandpa, mom, dad, brother, sister, aunts, and uncles, all the relatives, all those who have gone before us, be with you. Imagine all your friends and families here with you. Imagine all of you being at a table, being surrounded by divine golden light, sitting at a table, enjoying each other's company, where there's no room for argument, judgment. There is only peace and love and compassion. Imagine a table where you share food, share stories, share experiences, and learn from one another. Imagine where we all can be together and just be in the presence of being present. If we can just take that moment to say, I recognize you, I see you, I hear you, and I feel you, because I love you. Being in that place as we step into those that celebrate Thanksgiving and those that are going to celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or all the holidays. It doesn't have to be just for a holiday. It's every day, each day. Each day is a holiday. Each day is a place to find love and be present in it. Take that in. Take that experience in. And as you take it in, see a beautiful light shining from your heart center, like a beacon of light, calling others in that need to be in the moment, that need to experience being present. Take a breath in and come back to the here and now. So I want to thank you again, Sam, so much for being here. Everyone, I will make a surprise live sometime tomorrow. If you don't have a place to go tomorrow, remember, Zoom for the holidays. Come join me 3 p.m. Pacific time. Email me directly, elias@eliaspatris.com. Put in Thanksgiving dinner, and I will send you the link. Sam, have a wonderful time with your family. Thank you so much for being here. And I can't wait to, we'll make you come back. We'll have you come back in February. Okay. And we'll talk about love.
Love it.
All right. Thank you, my friend. Be well.
Thank you.
I'll talk
God
soon.
bless.
Take care, everybody.
Namaste.
Remember, we are here to connect. And when we connect, we're here to connect and drop the phone. We're here to connect. And when we connect, we educate one another. And when we educate, we grow. There is beauty in So we've paused and came back. So have a beautiful night, and thank you for being here. Take care, everyone. Be well.